Scentland, the land of scent. Hello and welcome back, Chris. Back with another fragrance review. Busy days these days, privately. But I thought, I was getting a little bit nostalgic towards all the brilliant female fragrances that I got to know in the past few decades, of my sniffing life. And obviously, all the women around me wearing stuff that can be your relatives, your mother, your girlfriend, your wife, whomever, but they all wear stuff and you get them, make them some gifts and even if you're a man, you get, to like many of those fragrances. So I was looking around and actually my wife wears some of them that I have listed here. So I said to myself, why not make a top 10 of my personal favorite top 10 female fragrances, and this is what I'm going to show you today. It has many designers, it's only designers, many designer fragrances from many countries and many decades. So let's start with the 80s and start with the very precious Italian house of Trussardi, founded by Nicola Trussardi. They came out in 1982 with a brilliant fragrance, Trussardi Donna. Back in the early 90s, I got a bottle of this for my mom back in Italy. I bought this, not this particular bottle, but the first one I ever got. And this is just a wonderful leathery Chypre fragrance. It's so classy. It really performs tremendously, and it's available still today. Trussardi Donna, even the package is fantastic. I really love this classical 80s kind of packaging. I truly love this. There was a cigarette with the very same packing. There was a black version and this white version back in the early 90s available as well. Not now anymore, not today anymore. But Trussardi Donna from 1982, from the very hands of the late great Nicola Trussardi, had to make my top 10, definitely. Next one is a good old classic from the year of 1947. Ooh, my mom wore this all her life long, or her life. Misty, released, as I said, by the House of Dior in 1947. And this is something that by now can be considered a man's fragrance as well. It's a fresh green, mossy, slightly powdery, very clean, classy fragrance. Miss Dior is really the benchmark, I think, for female perfumery, and has to make any top 10, no matter what. And as I say, since it has this green, mossy, springtime kind of smell, it really can be worn by a man. Obviously, I don't wear it because that would be weird. Then again, why not? If you're nostalgic to the good old days, why not? Because you smell it. It was around all the time, and you really have lots of memories attached to all of these fragrances, and this fragrance in particular as well. Miss Dior from Christian Dior had to make my top 10 at spot number 9. Totally different direction. Puma, the German sports brand of Puma, released this sometime around 2008, 2009. I think it was 2008. Came out with the male counterpart as well. It's called Create, and it made my list because it's a fantastically nice, casual yet very, very deep floral fragrance, and it really had to make my list because it strongly reminds me of Havana Pour Elle. Havana Pour Elle was released in 1996, I think, the female version of Havana. And this is very similar. This is a bit more casual, not as deep. It's more playful. And the whole bottle, the whole presentation, is just extremely sexy as well. So Puma Create Woman, definitely in my top 10 because I really enjoy the smell of this. It's very special. It's not your usual mass market fragrance. This is much more than that. It's still available. So Puma there for you. Next one, my wife wears this and she loves it. This is a great fragrance from the house of Mosquito from Italy, and it's a member of the Cheap and Chic series, and it's being discontinued. That's the only member maybe of this line that has been discontinued. I have no idea why. No idea. It's called L'eau, cheap and chic Mosquito. This is the l'eau, means the water, right? And this one is just flowery, powdery to an extent where I can barely stand on my feet when I smell this. It's just tremendously well blended. This is one of the most well blended fragrances, female fragrances I've ever come across. Extremely light, playful, sexy, long lasting, whatever you want. This is very rare at this stage. We found this in Haarlem in the Netherlands, and it's just mind-blowingly good. This white flower powdery interplay is just making this a perfect blend for mostly casual wear. Again, we return to one of my favorite designers, the house of Trussardi, and look at this juice. Trussardi Python woman, or female version of Python, because there is a male version as well. Look at this, the color of the juice is just stunning. This is a gourmand. This is my daughter's favorite fragrance, so she voted it her favorite recently in one of my reviews actually. This came out in the year of 2099, somewhere around there, and it's a very nice sort of slightly powdery, chocolatey, gourmand, sweet fragrance, and performance is stunning. This is mostly for autumn time, I would say, autumn, Christmas time, maybe winter time. It's just stunning. The whole bottle I love. This is 100 ml. This is discontinued, of course, as well. Again, it's a shame, but this is from a time when Trussardi was still making tremendous juices, or tremendous fragrances. Sorry if you don't like the word juices. I like it actually. It looks like a juice as well. It looks like cranberry juice, doesn't it? This is just, again, extremely sexy. I like sexy fragrances, and this is the gourmand sexy version, right? Fantastic. This was, I think, spot number 6. Then we stay in Italy and get to the house of Gianni Versace, the late great genius of fashion, my absolute favorite designer ever. And this is from the jeans series. You know, mostly people know red jeans, blue jeans, whatever, black jeans, yellow jeans. This is my favorite one by far. Baby rose jeans. Released somewhere around, I think 96, 97 maybe. And this fragrance is just a very, very slightly sweet, classy, floral fragrance with a mossy touch. Actually, my daughter wore it, who's 7, wore it a few weeks ago, and I just said, "Whoo, that's a nice smell." You know, when you grow up, you maybe want to look at this fragrance, because this is really such a feminine, such a nice, joyful, playful, yet serious fragrance at the same time. It's just stunning, and in my opinion, the best of the jeans series, which I rank very highly. The work of the late great Gianni Versace, baby rose jeans. There you go, fantastic. Next one. We traveled to the United States of America and the very house of Calvin Klein. Now this is I think this was released in 1989 maybe, I think. And there's not much comments that I need to make, because many people know this fragrance. I think this is just such a standalone stunner. If I smell this anywhere, it's easily recognizable. It's like if a singer has a nice voice, you know, listen to the CD or Spotify or radio or TV, and if you just listen, you know it's her or him. This fragrance is totally like that. I mean, if you smell this anywhere in the streets, you just immediately recognize this is Eternity from Calvin Klein. An amazing, again, slightly powdery fragrance, flowery, heavy, but very with a tremendous character to it. It's just mind-blowingly good. The quality, again, is stunning. This is a eau de parfum version of it. I just truly love it for the composition, for the blend. It's just jaw-droppingly beautiful. Eternity for a woman from the very house of Calvin Klein. Now, the top 3 are very, very close together. And on spot number 3, this. I have this. I have only a mini of this one, but I used to have it in a big bottle, and I used to gift it as well. And this one is called Lyra by Monsieur Alain Delon from the year of 1993. Again, it's slightly powdery. It seems like I like powdery in female fragrances. Powdery, sexy. It's a deep, golden, powdery, flowery composition that is just extremely stunning. I think it's an absolute, utter masterpiece, and underrated to no end. The House of Alain Delon obviously came out with loads of great fragrances, but to me, in the female lineup, this is the very best. Lyra, the whole presentation it was just stunning, or is just stunning, and the smell, it's a rather sweet, flowery, powdery smell. Maybe more for the early springtime, autumn time, winter time. Not a summer fragrance, but it's on my top three, on spot number 3, because it's anytime I smell this, I just get transported to heaven, straight to heaven. It's fantastic. Lyra by Alain Delon. Spot number 2, another mini that I used to gift as a big bottle many years ago, and if you remain with the celebrity genre, do you recognize this bottle? It's Julio Iglesias, and fragrance is called Only. And this is I get still chills from this fragrance. I'm thinking about wearing this, ordering this and wearing this. It's still available, although I think it's discontinued, but there's so much stock out there that's still available. Only there's a male part to it, that it's a nice barbershop fragrance, which I like a lot, but this one is just sparklingly beautiful, deep, warm, flowery, leathery beauty. It's just, the whole presentation. If I look at this bottle, there's an eau de parfum, eau de toilette version of this, many sizes available, and it's so romantic, so joyful, so bright, so uplifting, yet so deep at the same time, that is just jaw-droppingly beautiful. Only by Julio Iglesias is, for me, it's maybe among the benchmark items of female fragrance history. It is just so beautiful. It came out, if I haven't mentioned, in 1989, and I truly love it. And I really, around springtime, I always think about wearing it, because it's just extremely stunning. It lifts your mood. I love it to bits. Only by Julio Iglesias. And on spot number 1, undoubtedly, and shining like a star, ever since the beginning of the 90s, released in 1992 by the house of the late great Gianni Versace. You see, I love Gianni. Fragrance called Versus. You have Gianni's signature there, and the whole entire presentation is just, this start with this is stunning. Just look at this bottle. Amazing. The color, the presentation of the bottle itself is just amazing, and the smell, unprecedented to this day, unmatched, a total, utter masterpiece that is so extremely deeply sexy that even if you smell it without any female person around, you already your head swirls around, because this is just, I can't really put it into words, but if I could wear this, I probably would wear this. But it's so female that it might not be the best idea for me to wear it. I rather enjoy it on my wife, but it's just a perfect example that what sort of a detail-minded perfectionist Gianni Versace really was when he brought out this. The Versace releases from the house these days are uncomparable to this utter beauty. I love it so much. I'm in love with this scent. Anytime I smell it, I just go crazy. I really go crazy. It's just, and it's an all year round. It smells like it's, although it's a heavy one, it's a flowery, deep, maybe a bit leather in there as well. There's some powderiness in there as well, but it's very modern. It's very unusual, and it's very dense as well. It's very seductive. Although I hate that word in fragrances, but this is really seductive. This just makes you go crazy, you know. So that was my top 10, with Gianni Versace's Versus on top, and all the rest following. So I'll be back with more, and happy sniffing, fellas, and my very best regards to all my female viewers and subscribers. This is dedicated for you. Maybe you consider one or two of these great fragrances. Take care. Bye.